My name is Rich Galan. I'm at Rubicon Project. If you guys don't know what Rubicon Project is, we are an ad tech company. We are one of the largest in the world. A couple numbers to focus on. We have 55,000 CPUs globally across 7 data centers. So it's a lot of core machines that we're running through in our infrastructure. We have 7 data centers, like I said, global. I think we've got 8 now coming on board. We're analyzing a lot of data. Okay, it's a supply and demand business. What we need is real-time anomaly detection. So we don't have thousands of people looking at this data all the time. What we need is something to tell us when there are issues. Here's our infrastructure and monitoring. The biggest challenges we've had is being able to run manual alerts and false positives on this stuff. What we were having problems with is on the business side. So if one of our partners or one of our clients was not trading at a certain percentage at 2 o'clock in Hong Kong, we would not see that information for another 3 more days or in the next day. It would take us a lot of time to figure out, based on all that information, as analysts, to come up and aggregate all that information. We'd get it the next day, we'd aggregate it, we'd say, it was kind of off a little bit, and then have to drill down even further. It would take us probably a day or 2 to even figure out that that was specific to that data center. So what we needed was scale, right? In this case, scale is across all of those data centers, across all those partners, and being able to say, hey, there's a problem here, go figure out what's happening here. So we straddled both the business and the engineering side. So without actually being a data scientist and knowing about statistics, their system actually brings that to the business folks and says, hey, look, based off seasonality, based off of trends, based off of how this is supposed to look, there might be an issue here, or there is an issue here based on how you have it set up. Go figure out what's going on here. And those alerts come into our emails. We also have dashboards that we have running on those alerts, and with these really cool things called Anamaps, where it's almost like a heat map, where it tells you exactly where to go look and where the problem is. So this brings a lot of that data scientist-y stuff and a lot of that CTO knowledge back down to the business users, so that we can kind of understand where we should go look. And then as far as the choice, it was evaluate or buy, or build or buy, right? Everybody does a build or buy evaluation. We ran through our whole technology platform, and actually our chief data scientist said that it would take 6 data engineers a year to build it. So it was a no-brainer for us. Again, how they've helped with that, so the manual alerts and the false positives. Again, we're able to gauge outside of what's happening right now in real time. So this is great for us. The real-time information is good for us. The scale is even better. So we're planning on building this out even further across all of our data centers, across all of our platforms, and across all of our partners. It's also going to help us potentially do this externally. So what we want to do is be able to provide this data to our clients externally as well. So again, up and running fast. We ran a POC with these guys. We were up and running in no time. It was just a simple relay off using our systems into their systems. As soon as they started collecting enough data, they were able to run their models, and we were able to get alerts right away. And we actually, during our short POC process, we were able to find some anomalies. A couple use cases I wanted to show you. This one specifically. So one of the good things that their systems does is they do correlation. So if you have multiple metrics, so just think of 2 simple metrics. In this case, our system runs on bidding and timeouts, what we call timeout sets latency. So if we send an ad request out to somebody that says, hey, do you guys want to trade with us? They'll send it back and say yes. Okay, that's what this response dollars is. If they don't send it back in enough time, so the auction can run, they won't be able to enter the auction. So in this case, we noticed that the timeouts had ramped, or the bid response had dropped in this case, which means they were not sending bids into our auction. And we were able to correlate it with timeouts and report back to the customer and say, hey, look, you guys are not sending us bids. It seems to be because it's timing out. And they said, oh no, we just did a release. Seems like there's a bug in the release. Thank you. We'll go fix it, right? So it's good relay back and forth and close that loop between us and our infrastructure back to our customers. And sometimes it's hate to say it, but sometimes it happens to us too, right? We'll have problems on our side as well. Again, this is the AnaMap, so I just wanted to show you guys how we use this. Uri just showed it. This is what I was talking about, the heat map here. Do we have a little pointer here? How does the thing work? Oh. Anyway, the top part is kind of the heat map, and that's how that shows. You can see the anomalies, and this is what Uri was explaining earlier. That orange part is where it's trending outside. So this is, even though this seems a little daunting on the business side, once you look at it, it's pretty simple, right? It's an orange line. It's outside of trend, right? We use this in our network operations center along with these dashboards, and I guess a lot of information. What's great is we, in these dashboards, everybody's seen dashboards before, everybody's seen charts. These red lines that you see in each one of these lines that are going up and down, and each one of these charts that are going up and down, these are where the anomalies are. So this helps us spot on a daily basis. I think this is over a 24-hour period. This is when things happen, and then you can see exactly in real time when this happens, and then when your numbers drop from there, and where your trend breaks from there. So looking ahead, real quick, we're going to expand this out into infrastructure monitoring. So right now this is specific for business case monitoring. We're looking at our clients and looking to make sure that they're running good and not. And we're going to expand this out into our infrastructure as well. Our tech ops team has said this thing is awesome. We need to run it. We need to go from there. Additionally, historical anomalies are going to be key for us as well. What that means is right now we're running in real-time monitoring across our data centers. What I want to be able to do is we run a lean shop on the analytics side of the house, and we're at the point where we have so many attributes, so many metrics, and so many partners that it's becoming very difficult for humans to kind of analyze this stuff in enough time to actually figure out what's happening, right? It could take us 3 days, could take us a week, one partner, one data center, one metric. So we're going to ask these guys to help leverage not just real time, but looking at historical data and looking at longer trends over time to say, to help us and throw machines at it, basically, rather than throw humans at it. Because rather than staff up 1,000 people, I'm going to have a machine do this. This is where we're talking about AI. This is what we're talking about machine learning. They're doing a great job of doing that, just aggregating things at more of a daily, weekly, monthly level to help us figure out where the anomalies are. We have tons of partners, and we want to be able to at least give us a starting point as analysts to say, there's a problem here, like way down in the weeds. Go figure out if this is the solution.
Today I want to share with you how we're leveraging AI analytics to detect and discover business incidents for our clients. I lead our group, our monitoring and metrics group at AppNexus. And first, before I jump into it, just for those of you not familiar with AppNexus, we're an internet technology company that powers the real-time sale and purchase of digital advertising. Earlier this year, our chief architect came to us with a problem and said, hey, I want to be able to understand and detect quickly when our clients experience a business incident. However, sifting through 10 billion daily transactions to try and find these signals was a difficult problem for us. We didn't have the tools to do this. We weren't a team of data scientists, and so we come up with a way to solve this problem. In order to really look at this data, we realized that one of the biggest problems with setting up, say, maybe like static thresholds on our data was that it was very seasonal. We saw very hourly and daily seasonality patterns for our data that made it very difficult for us to set up simple alerts on these business incidents. We weren't able to see when things were wrong, but not outside of our extreme ranges. And that's the problem that we really needed to solve. We really wanted to be able to see this issue, reach right out to our clients, and resolve these issues fast. Because again, every hour that goes by is a missed opportunity. So we had a choice. We could either build something ourselves, and as I mentioned, we weren't a team of data scientists. We considered hiring and building out a detection tool for this, or we also looked around to see what was in market, and that's when we came across a company called Anodot. Anodot provides various anomaly investigation tools. They've got a dashboard that essentially they call their Anoboard that shows all the existing anomalies going on. We're able to use that dashboard to filter out the anomalies that we really want to look at. Prior to this, our account management team maybe wouldn't see this, or it would take a couple days where, at a very high level, they could run a report and see that something has changed within the business and start trying to figure out which metric would have changed or which site would have maybe stopped showing ads. Now, tracking these details at a very granular level for them and alerting on those anomalies, in real time gives them the power to reach out to the clients immediately. Our clients are also very happy with this, getting more detailed service and really being able to solve problems that used to either go undetected or take days to solve, now are solved in a matter of hours. We've been using a process that's about 2 hours behind on when our ads are served, and we are changing that to pull in real-time data that's going to be aggregated in memory and streamed to Anodot in a matter of minutes. This will give us even faster insight into when changes occur that affect our clients.